So in this third segment, we are accepting questions from the presentation given by Mitch on the topic working with groups. So do we have any questions from the participants? You can present them now. Mitch, I will ask a question while the others think about the different stages of forming a group. I know the last stage is performing, and somewhere in between there was storming. What are some of the strategies you can use to go from storming to norming and hopefully and finally performing?
So in storming, there's usually either confrontation, conflicts, or antagonism. So to resolve those, you need some sort of conflict resolution facility or medium. Now the leader in the group or the leaders, because group can have a set of leaders that work together. So the leadership should always be observant as to what is happening in terms of conflicts and be ready to facilitate respectful discussion that results in a resolution. Because the group will not pass storming unless those things are resolved. So if the issue is about leadership, then the leadership should facilitate the discussion to address that issue in a way that satisfies the group. So leadership must always be keen. That's where we made the point. Leadership is critical to any state of group dynamics. And leadership must be always observant and participating. So you must
you're still not clear, and I see some comments from members that they're not hearing you. But thanks for answering that question. I think I got the gist of it, and it boils down to having conflict resolution, and strong leaders will initiate that situation. And I think our fourth module is on that topic: advocacy, representation, negotiation, and conflict resolution. So I look forward to participating in that one. I don't know, maybe we can just hear if we have any questions from the members, and see how we can assist in answering. Which audio is not so good, but let's see.
Nadine?
Yes, ma'am.
Not really a question, just perhaps an observation with regards to the stages of group formation. I noted in the presentation, Mitch said that performing and norming, no, storming and performing, I think he said. I wish you could share the screen again so that I could have gotten it correctly. I was driving, so I couldn't take notes. But the note was that the first stage of group formation, he noted that it normally happens like this one time, as compared to, for example, performing, which happens more continuously. Right. So forming, because forming is like in the beginning, and there is a level of leadership for that to happen. But I just wanted to add that I think from my observation in being in groups, that even forming happens on a continuous basis. And the reason is because the group dynamics change, especially in terms of members. So you find that it may be forming in a different sense or different form, but it happens as, for example, as a cooperative, as you enroll new members, there is a level of forming that still continues to happen. So that stage happens as well along the cycle over and over. Just wanted to say that.
Excellent, Kejiana. So within an established group, there's always this element of forming when there are like subcommittees, other issues, and group dynamic changes when the membership, the whole trust of the membership changes. So yes, there is that element. The essential group itself remains as a group, but within the group, there are different aspects that continue to engage in that dynamic of forming. Very, very well, thanks. Is there anyone else?
Mitch.
Yes, Glenn.
Yes, good.
You have the floor.
Yes. I think this session sounded as if it was really informative, but I had a bit of a problem with hearing in terms of the strength of my internet, I suspect. But what I want to ask is that in view of the fact that in our case, we are dealing with 1, 2, 3, 4 islands on which we communicate and deal with fisher folk. What sort of strategy we can introduce and engage to ensure closer cohesiveness. Now, even though each of those islands would have a group with the chairman and the whole corporate setup, we would have a bit of a problem in communication in that when we really want to meet with, say, a government official, say the Minister of Fisheries, we have to find a way to get just the leaders of those groups, say in Grand Turk, for example. Now, what transpired must be communicated. And then say a week or two after that meeting, you'll get a call saying, look, man, we sent so-and-so up there and we don't have any feedback. What is happening up here? And this is why it is important to be able to promote group cohesiveness. But it's a bit difficult when you're on different islands and where the leadership is more centralized, say in Grand Turk, because we have both the national director and the national mentor on Grand Turk Island. You got that? Mitch?
I got that, Glenn.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So how do you overcome the communication challenge when you have this dispersed sort of an arrangement?
Well, we have
now that requires. Yes.
Go on.
So that requires a careful analysis of first, what are the best methods of communication? So Cnfo went through that as well. So we had to find what is the most appropriate method of communication. And it may be a different method for different islands.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
We have established a WhatsApp group, and we tried to put as many of them on the group. Like I think I overheard one of the presenters saying that a lot of times either they do not observe what's on the WhatsApp and they are behind with certain information, and sometimes I actually have to take up the telephone and call them. Now they know it's very important when I call, so I'll get a response or feedback. But as you know, right now, in fact, up and now when we have this COVID-19 and everybody locked down and we're just rolling out slowly, everybody wants to know what's happening. And what we have been doing, those persons who had not been responding to the WhatsApp, we just had to call them and find out what's happening. But as far as dealing with, say, critical examination of the performances of each of those groups, here is a challenge, and that challenge comes from the fact that the Providentiales group is larger, but these are not homogeneous because there are various nationalities in that group, some of whom haven't been duly registered, but they are officious. And especially under the conditions of this COVID-19, we couldn't really assert any control as regards to their legitimacy. So that is a bit of a problem that we need to look at, and we'll try and attempt to deal with that very soon.
So as you move forward, if you would like to, you can share with the CNFO as you move forward, and we can try to assist as much as we can. Nadine has a lot of rich experience in terms of challenging communications and trying to overcome those challenges. So she will be willing to share with you. She will also be doing the session on communications. So I trust that you register for that session as well. Glenn.
Hi, Mitch, can I say something, please?
Yes, Adrian.
Hi, I don't, the gentleman from Texas and Caicos, he did not quite identify himself, but
Oh,
are you still there?
yes. My name is Glenn Evans Clark. I'm the national mentor for the Turks and Caicos Fisheries and Cooperatives Incorporated.
Well, thank you very much. And I just wanted to interject just for a quick intervention. I'm happy that you're in this session, and I would like it if you can join in the CNFO general meetings. We have one coming up. I'm sure if you stay tuned to the WhatsApp group, Nadine will advise adequately of when the next meeting is going to be, because we would like your input, particularly for me, because I'm in Nassau, the Bahamas. So it's good to hear someone so close.
Yes,
because
yes.
Sometimes it gets kind of lonely. So it'll be good to hear you when we have our general meetings, please. So I know Mr. Talbot is involved, and his son now, I think.
Yes, two Talbots, yes. And
yes,
then we have some other guys who attended some workshops about 2 years ago, Oral Selva.
Yes, yes.
So there are a few of us who have had access to information over the years, the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay, great. So it'll be good. I just wanted to make that intervention. So when we have our next general meeting, I'm looking forward to hearing your voice again, please. Yeah.
Yes, certainly.
Okay. Thank you for the interruption, Miss. Thank you for allowing it.
Okay, great. So unless there's someone with a pressing contribution, I would ask Nadine to look at closing this session, but we will give a final person if there's a pressing contribution. Nadine, you're in charge from now as well.
Okay, is there any other person who wish to contribute? Anybody from our partners who would like to add to this rich discussion on the topic? Maria, Doc, I don't know if you're still around. Shelley, anybody? Mr. Terrence?
I thought the discussion was very rich and insightful, and attending these meetings have inspired me to do more. see where it can support CNFO and other NFOs as well.
Excellent, Shirley. Thanks for contributing. Maria, do you have anything that you'd like to add?
Hi, Nadine. No, nothing from me, thanks. Good session tonight.
Okay, I was just checking. So that will bring us then, since there are no other contributions for this moment, for this presentation, that will bring us now to the end of this session. Thanks everyone for joining.
Nadine?
Can I stop recording, Mitch?
Yes, can I